the Trump administration's buyout offer. We found that out this afternoon. So we thought the deadline was tonight, right? And now it's going to be pushed to Monday after a federal judge temporarily pumped the brakes on the plan for the Trump administration to push these federal workers out. So what they're going to do now is have a hearing about it on Monday. Here now, Congressman Mike Levin is a Democrat from the state of California. So what do you make of this? I said earlier, Congressman, welcome back, that this was sort of a check, and it would be interesting to see. It was seen on birthright citizenship. The administration pushes. Do the courts push back? Of course, we don't know what will happen at the hearing Monday, though.
Well, Connell, it's always good to be with you. You know, I am glad to see that this is being reviewed. And I think it's very important to say that we all want efficiency. At least most of us in Congress want to see waste, fraud, and abuse out of the system. But it's all about the matter in which this is being conducted. And for example, when Bill Clinton was president, he worked with Congress and in 1994 offered a $25,000 buyout. And about 100,000 government employees took that buyout. But that was done with Congress. And that was done with the appropriations process in place and with a respect for Article 1 of the Constitution. Connell, I'm always reminding people, as a legislator, that's Article 1, the legislative branch, Article 1. We're a co-equal branch of government. We are the ones with the power of the purse. We are the ones who authorize the programs. And what is happening now is Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, is applying the break things and ask questions about the process later. And unfortunately, in this instance, what they are doing with this buyout is probably not legal. And we can't even guarantee those federal employees that took this fork in the road, as it was called, that they're even going to get their paid administrative leave, because we have not appropriated the funds to do that. I'm on the Appropriations Committee, and we haven't had a say at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I think sometimes people look at this and they say, well, Trump's saying one thing and the Democrats are saying, no, we don't like it, and they're pushing back the other way. But you, I think you would accept the label a moderate member of Congress. We've had conversations before about some of these issues, are saying, no, it's about the how. I want to put up a social media post that you had where you said, don't forget, the torrent of chaos is a tactic by Trump and Musk. If everyone's scattered and outraged about every single thing, we can't see as clearly, therefore can't act most effectively. So you say, well, stay focused. What did you mean by that last part about stay focused? On what?
Well, in this instance, stay focused on efficiency and on doing things the right way through the House Appropriations process. What that means is that the president obviously has a lot of policy items that he wants to pursue. And my friends in the House Republican Conference and Senate Republicans obviously agree with a lot of those policies. But there is a way to do this that still adheres to the law, which is that you work with Congress, you get these programs authorized, you appropriate funds, and then you move forward accordingly. And what we're seeing right now, unfortunately, is a wanton disregard for the legislative branch. And I would just ask those folks at home who supported President Trump, you know, if you end all the guardrails, all the checks and balances, and you have what they like to say is the unitary executive, where basically the legislative branch doesn't have a say, is that really what you want in the event that you have a president down the road that you don't like as much, if you have a president that doesn't share your policy priorities? So the framers were very smart in how they set up checks and balances. And I just wish that my Republican colleagues would recognize that they're a co-equal branch of government. In fact, Article 1, the legislative branch, comes before Article 2, executive, and that's by design, Connell.
How much of this is Trump and how much of this is Musk? Or do you not separate the two? Or do you feel like maybe the two, you know, as human beings eventually might be separated? It's just in terms of how this ends up.
It's hard to know who's pulling the strings, but I can tell you one thing is that Musk is not the only billionaire that Trump has put in place. I think there's something like 12 or 13 billionaires that are involved either as cabinet officials or as the top advisors to the president. And I don't think the voters want a government run by billionaires. I think they want a government that is responsive to the people. And that's why the founders were so brilliant in having the House of Representatives elected every 2 years, because we stand before voters and represent their priorities and interests, not just the priorities of Elon Musk or any other billionaire. And look, again, we all want efficiency around here, but let's work together on a plan not just cutting programs, agencies without any congressional discussion at all.
All right, so good discussion today with you, Congressman. Thanks again for coming on. We'll talk to you soon. Congressman from California, Mike Levin. We've been going back and forth, Democrats and Republicans, so it's been an interesting day here with the courts pushing back against the Trump